Remember when work from home started to become a thing? It was supposed to be the key to better work-life balance, but for a lot of people, that experiment is backfiring.
Being at the same place, the same routine, the same environment, doing the same thing.
As the day progresses, I'm like, I need to get out of here.
But I was feeling isolated.
Wake up, open the screen, and just be in front of the screen for 10 to 12 hours.
Yeah, so for most of us, our morning routine starts at our home and then it goes out to the office. But for a lot of people these days, our morning routine starts in these walls and it ends in these walls. You never get out.
Home fever. It's actually a thing, and now researchers are looking into it.
That feeling of restlessness, irritability, or just the sudden urge that you want to get out, you cannot be confined by the walls of your home anymore.
So here's the thing. The sample size is pretty small and we have so many questions. So my producer Ryan and I were headed out to find these people who are sick and tired of working from home. And we're starting with the question, if your workplace is your home and you're trying to escape your workplace, where do you go? Hi there. It's Omar Debaghi Pacheco. I'm calling from CBC News. How are you? Good. Listen, I have a weird question for you. Is it possible you have someone who is supposed to be working from home, but is actually working from your space right now?
We get an invite to check out Impact Hub. It's a co-working space in downtown Ottawa, and that's where we find Yasmin Machuca, a project manager, a teleworker, and someone for whom home fever got so bad, she's actually paying not to work from home.
Just the same, being at the same place, the same routine, the same environment, doing the same thing every day. That was just something that was just too much. It was just no separation from work, from home.
Yasmin also has a young daughter, and remember that because that's going to explain a big part of why she's here. 3 years ago, this was her office in the kitchen, and it's exactly where the dividing line between who she was out in the world and who she was at home started to get kind of blurry.
When someone says home fever, what does that mean to you?
That you want to burn it to the ground. That you want to escape your house. I don't know. It's just like, yeah, that you're just there. You need a change of environment.
It's overwhelming.
It's overwhelming. It's just too much.
For a lot of people here, the feeling of isolation has become overwhelming, and they're scrambling to find a way out.
And so we have seen definitely an uptick in new members coming in to work from our space.
What do they say? Like they come here, and what are the stories that you hear that have become familiar?
I need to get away from my kids, but in a nice way, I think they say, and that a lot of people are just looking for human connection.
Being a researcher, like your life is kind of revolves about work. So like if you're not you used to get a lot of the socializing from work, right? So like interacting with people. So like working from home was just really hard.
Not everyone can afford to pay for that extra office out of pocket, but a cup of coffee? That's a small price to pay for a room with a view. Not hard to spot the work from home crowd either.
I started working here and I was forced to work outside for 3 weeks while my home was being renovated. And then
Was there like an aha moment?
Absolutely. I was like, oh my goodness, I need to do this a few times a week. I actually need to take the effort to go outside because being outside, it doesn't just mean working in a coffee shop, being around people. I have to go outside. I'll be in fresh air for a bit. I've got to park my car. Maybe I'll take an extra walk. And it almost has that feeling of adding on more well-being moments or interventions for me in a way because I've come out. So you'll dress up. You won't stay in your sweatpants working.
Okay, so our initial reaction to this story was like, really? People are complaining about the right to work from home? But the more we ask around, even people who don't have that option seem to say, yeah, makes sense.
I'm a hands-on, I like to be a body in motion. So staring at my walls, like sometimes I do that on my days off and I don't enjoy them. I like to be a busybody, so yeah.
That would not be the way to go for you.
No, I mean with this industry it's not really an option I have, but I still I wouldn't trade it, no. No, I need to be on my feet, I need to be going, and it makes home life more enjoyable.
There's no meetings that, outside going out for a smoke or going out for a coffee, so I mean they're working all day long and the computer is always there, so bing.
I prefer to work outdoors, just helps you stay active, keeps you young.
You're just sitting in your room all day. You're gonna get bored. You're gonna get lonely probably. You're losing the social interaction that you get at work.
As we're talking to these roofers about the challenges of working from home, we find one guy knows this problem better than anyone else. Clem Dartmoor Used to work IT for the government, working from home drove him up the wall, and so he quit. Now he's a roofer.
After a couple months just waking up, feeling very groggy because I know what my day will be like, right? It's kind of the same thing over and over. Wake up, open the screen, and just be in front of the screen for 10 to 12 hours. And then it's the same thing on repeat. And I was just kind of tired of that. Wanted something different, wanted the sun, wanted the fresh air.
Remember the researchers that started off this whole story? Well, they found two strategies that seem to be game changers. Know yourself and plan your day. Because if you're working from home, to some extent, you are your own manager. So manage your time, establish a routine, plan in some breaks, and for the love of your own sanity, please change out of your pajamas.
Bottom line, it seems like people are rediscovering the value of home, and that is what brought us back to Yasmin's home, to see her new routine.
Thank you.
Thanks for welcoming us to your home.
How are you? Oh, you got dressed? Wow.
It's a typical workday for Yasmin and her daughter, and she shows us why she's willing to pay to do the office work elsewhere.
Just protecting your home for home life instead of just work all day. The four walls, the same routine, the same everything that I used to see every day. It was just a lot, like no separation really.
Four walls. They drove her crazy. But it was this moment that changed everything.
I beg you. I beg you.
What do you want?
Interruptions from her daughter happened so often, she decided to record a reminder.
You go on my room.
To play with you?
Yeah.
Okay. When I took that video, it was like the last time that she had come to beg me to go play. I'm just thinking of all those things that, am I being a good parent? What am I doing? Am I a good mom?
A lot of the people we talk to, I think, are discovering that there's something really magical, especially the parents, to being able to have that special time at home, go out into the world, be yourself, and then come back and sort of take off all your work stress, be back to being a parent or whatever it is you are back at home. And that's what I think a lot of people have been missing.